Good morning, my dear students. Today I'm going to explain the reported speech for grades 11 and 12 presented by Mrs.Laila Gamal. First of all, you have to know that there are three types of speech. Speech can be in the form of a statement or an ordinary sentence. The speech can be also in the form of order. You may give an order to someone. Or maybe in the form of a question. So in order to change these three types into the reported speech, you have to follow different techniques. First of all, I'm going to explain how can you change a statement into reported speech. But what do we mean by a statement? What's a statement? What are the components, the main parts of a statement? A statement consists of a subject, plus a verb, plus an object. So, in order to change into reported speech, you can find these three parts between two inverted commas in order to change them. Okay, so reported speech, it means you change the sentence or the statement of someone, the speaker, into another one. In order to change into reported speech, you have to follow these steps. For example, let me give you an example. For example, if you have a sentence like that, I watch TV every day. And you're asked to change the sentence into reported speech. For example, Mona said. And you're asked to complete the sentence. To change the direct sentence into indirect form, you have to follow these. You have to change, first of all, the subject. You have to change the verb. You have to change the pronouns. And if you have any words that denote a tense or a specific period of time, you have to change it also. Keywords like yesterday, like tomorrow, you have also to change. So in order to change from direct into indirect, you have to change the subject, the tense of the verb, and pronouns, the keywords included in the sentence. Subject may be pronoun or a noun. You may begin your sentence by a pronoun like I, he, she, we, they, and you, personal pronouns, or simply you may begin the sentence with a noun like Ahmed, Mona, doctor, teacher, whatever. So in order to change into reported speech, you have to pay attention to these parts, the subject, the verb, and the pronouns. To apply this on this sentence, I watch TV every day, you have to begin by changing the subject. The subject here is I. But before that, you have to cross the two inverted commas. And instead of them, you have to add the word that. And that is optional. You may add it or delete it. It makes no difference. So first of all, delete the two inverted commas. Add instead of them that. And then pay attention to the subject of the sentence. Here we have I, and I is a pronoun. Okay, to change into reported speech, we never begin a sentence in the reported speech saying I. But I, you have to change it into he or she, according to the speaker of the sentence. For example, here we have Mona, she's the speaker, so you're going to change I into she. If it is, for example, Ahmed or doctor, whatever, you're going to change it into he. If the subject, for example, is we, you have to change it into they, and so on. Okay? So you have to change the subject pronouns. We call these subject pronouns. You have to change them in order to change the statement, the direct sentence, into indirect. And then you have to pay attention to the tense of the verb. Here we have a verb in the present form. So if the sentence is in the present, tenses. If you have a sentence in the present simple tense, you have to change it into past simple. If you have a sentence, for example, in the present continuous, you have to change it into past continuous. If you have present perfect sentence, you have to change it into, as we said before, you have to change the tenses of the sentence or the main tense of the sentence. If it is present, as we said, you have to change it into past. Present continuous, you have to change it into past continuous. Present perfect, you have to change it into past perfect. If you have one of the modal verbs, you have to change it. For example, if you have will, you have to change it into would. If you have can, you have to change it, for example, into could. Shall, it will be should, and so on. And remember, these verbs should followed by a or an infinitive verb. Okay? And pay attention to the past simple. If the sentence is already in the past simple tense, so you have to change it also into past perfect. So we have two cases in which you change the verb into the past perfect if the sentence is in the past simple, or if the sentence is already in the present perfect tense. Okay? So let me say again, you have to change the subject pronoun, you have to change the tense of the sentence. Okay? Let's get back to our sentence. So here we changed it, we crossed the two inverted commas, and we changed I into she. Watch, it is in the present, so we are going to change it into the past. It will be watched. Okay, nothing else will be changed in the sentence, so you're going to complete the rest of the sentence as it is. It will be, Mona said that she watched TV every day. Let me give you another example. When I say, for example, I or we will visit our grandmother tomorrow. Okay, so to follow the same rule, they said. Okay, in order to change the direct sentence into indirect, we have to follow the same procedure again. First of all, we have to change this. First of all, we have to cross the two inverted commas. Instead of them, add that. As I told you before, you should change it into they. Will, this is the sub or auxiliary verb, you have to change it into would. Visit, you will never change it into the past because will, would, can, could, and so on should followed by infinitive verb, so it will be visit as it is. We are not going to change it. Pay attention to that. Then we have here the word our. Our is a possessive pronoun. For example, if you have our, if you have my, these are possessive pronouns. Sometimes you have object pronouns. Sometimes you have us or me. You have to change these possessive or object pronouns. Also, you have to change them. So we change three types of pronouns in the sentence. You change the subject pronouns, you change the possessive pronouns, and then you change the object pronouns. If you have our, you have to change it into their. If you have my, if the speaker is she, you have to change it into her. If the speaker is he, you have to change it into his. The same you should do with the object pronouns. Us, you have to change it into them. And me, you have to change it, as we said, if the speaker is he, it should be him. If the speaker is she, it should be her. Okay, let's get back to our sentence. So here we are going to change it into their. Grandmother, we are not going to change it. Grandmother, you're going to keep it as it is. And the same we are going to do with the word tomorrow. Remember, I told you before that we have to change the key words. If we have, for example, tomorrow, you have to change it. If we have the word yesterday, also you have to change it. If we have the word now, you have to change it. If you have the word, for example, next, you have to change it. If you have demonstrative like this or these, also you have to change them. Tomorrow, you can change it into the next day. Yesterday, you may change it into the day before. Now, you change it into then. Next, you change it into the following. If you have demonstrative like this, you have to make it that. These, you have to change it into those. And that's all. Okay, so let us get back to our sentence. We changed we into they, will into would. We changed the possessive pronoun our into their. So we are going to change tomorrow into the next day. Let me give you another example. Okay, if we have a sentence like that, the policeman caught the thief yesterday. Can you do it by yourselves? I'm going to help you. Okay, here we are going to begin, for example, Layla said, and we need to change the direct statement into indirect. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute. You can do it by yourself. Then I'm going to check with you. Finished? Okay, let me do it with you. First of all, cross the two inverted commas, add that. Then, the policeman, you're going to keep it as it is. The policeman. It is a noun, so we are going to keep it as it is. The policeman. And then, pay attention to the tense of the sentence. Caught. It is not catch. Catch in the present, caught in the past. So it's going to, or you're going to change it into past perfect. Remember, I told you if the sentence or the tense of the sentence is past, you have to change it into past perfect. Had plus verb 3. So it will be had, caught. The thief, we are not going to change it. Finally, we have the word yesterday. So you're going to change it into the day before. Wish you all the best. Wish you have understood the rule. Try to apply it. Try to solve more than one sentence in order to be able to practice or to master changing sentences from active into, from reported speech, from direct into indirect speech.